in this video, as you probably can tell, we will be working on an Audi SQ5 with 3-litre TFSI engine, V6 with a single turbo. So I don't want to tell you too much. Let's save the engine out because that's what we do here, and once the engine is out, I will show you and tell you what's going on. And welcome back to the channel, guys. A bit different beginning of the video because you know how we're removing the engine and so on and so on. It's very boring, but we are at the scene of a mechanical murder. Miroslav is here joining us.
Murder?
Yeah, that's
we're saving lives here, you know. This is proper surgery.
Not money, but lives. Very, very important. But in this video, reason why I'm filming, these cars have no issues, no problemo. We only done like what, 10, 12, 15, 20 of them since? Many. So don't listen to our channel if you have an engine like this. Nothing's happening, everything's cool. But back to the topic. Reason why I'm filming this video, because we have new information as usual. So if we have new information, you will have new information, which means everybody should be happy. So the story behind this SQ5 is quite easy. Someone, let's call it an owner of the vehicle, purchased it. He had it for a couple of months actually, and this car was not purchased from the main dealers. It was purchased from some kind of a different seller, which is like a dealership. However, whoever sold the car don't want to have nothing to do with it, and he put warranty on himself, so he will take no responsibility in case something happens. This company is called Car Care Plan, and I was actually surprised in a good way, because so far all the experience what we've got with these warranty companies is quite bad. As you can tell, my fur is standing up when I'm gonna say warranty company, because so far all the 3 liter, which is supercharged, turbocharged, whatever, whoever contact us, well, we have a warranty, it never worked out. Reason why it never worked out, these warranty companies are taking the money of people, and I don't think the whole process is actually done the good way, because the warranty company never seen the car, so they don't know in what condition it is at the stage when they're doing the contract with you. And most of the time they will try to find loads of excuses why it's not under warranty. So on these videos, as you can probably tell, we do quite loads of timing chain replacements and repairs which require to remove the engine and so on, which is labor-wise quite expensive because it's loads of hours. And when it comes to material-wise, it's not the cheapest as well. So if you're just taking like camshaft adjusters, they easily between 400 to 700 pounds, depends on the vehicle model and so on. And these cheaper warranty companies actually have quite a low budget to do such a repair. So, for example, when we were working on a 3 liter supercharged S5, I believe it was, there was a really huge rattle, and the warranty company said, when we contacted them as a garage, like, look guys, there's a problem, from our experience, we know this and that failed. They said like, yeah, of course, take the engine out, send us the pictures, we'll try to get the proof, etc, etc. So, with the owner, they agree that we'll remove the engine, and after remove the engine, we found that the plastic guides were broken, and basically the chain didn't fail, but the tension with the plastic guide has failed. And guess what? The warranty company said, well, if the chain didn't fail completely, which in that case means the engine will be fully dead, because obviously the piston will hit the valves, there might be more damage, and so on, they will not cover this scenario. So I'm actually thinking, what's the point of getting a cheap warranty company when 99.99% they will not cover anything? Which in this case, as I said, I was surprised in a good way, because before they actually put the warranty on this car, it was inspected, they asked for a full service history, quite loads of documentation was sent out, and afterwards, when they were happy with it, they agreed to put some kind of a warranty on it. Of course, when I ring them as a garage and I explain them like, the owner is here, have a warranty with you guys, this is what we think is wrong with it, and so on, they try to push it to a manufacturer issue, which on the end of the day is a manufacturer issue, I believe, because this car has full service history from Audi, which means it was running on 0W20 oil, which is subscribed to the engine, what should go in there. So that shouldn't be an issue. All the services were done on time, so that shouldn't be an issue. And I don't see any other reason why a roll arm or rock arm should fail that way. So I did tell them, like, look, it might be even a manufacturer issue, whatever. The whole point is there is an issue right now. The car's not warranty from Audi, they have a warranty with you guys. So we agreed that there will be a technician coming down to our place, which he did the same day. Again, lovely surprise. After the technician has arrived to our garage, we did start up the engine, we show him how the engine sounds on idle, what's the noise, what you see on the video as well on high res, and we agree that there is a noise coming from the engine what shouldn't be there at that mileage in this vehicle. The only problem was the technician was asking me if we can actually prove that the faulty part is faulty without removing the engine, which I told them is not possible because there's no space and you just can't put in the camera there, and you know, you gotta take the top of the cylinder head, which is part of the camshaft, and the timing chain is from the back, so it's not really possible to inspect it without removing the engine. So that was the only point when the owner have to basically decide and give us approval to remove the engine, and in case there's no damage what we said, he will basically not be covered. Luckily and unluckily, one of the rock arms is broken, or the bearing literally fell out, what you've seen, and the fault was confirmed, After the engine was removed, again, the same technician, which is probably covering this area, came down to our place. We did have a look together on every components which we removed from the vehicle so far, and we come to a decision that yes, some parts have failed. It will be approved under warranty, so we will be replacing all rock arms, so the upgraded ones. Unfortunately, one of the exhaust camshaft is damaged, and luckily it is the exhaust camshaft because it's cheaper than the inlet one. Also, unfortunately, as you've seen, all 4 camshaft adjusters have like bits missing from the rosette from the back, and we also think when you're changing the camshaft adjusters, it will be good to replace the timing chain. It's a car, but on the end of the day, bicycles, if you're replacing the gears or the knobs, you have to replace the chain and so on and so on. So all these components will be covered with warranty. The only thing which is not covered, and the owner decided to basically replace it because there was a slight knocking noise or squeaking noise from the suspension, are the arms. That's like tear and wear, so I don't think anyways it should be covered with warranty, same as brakes, same as anything what's tear and wear. Unfortunately, the rock arm is a different story because we see them failed in the past quite a lot. And luckily he got really good company, as I said, Car Care Plan. I'm surprised as well, so if you never heard of the company, probably get in touch with them if you're buying a car, or try to ask whoever is selling the car if he can get the warranty from them, because it looks like to me it is a proper company and they are sorting out the stuff as it should be. So in this video, that's the news. We will continue with the whole work, which means we will be taking the inlet manifolds off again. We will do the carbon cleaning on the valves with the walnuts, and we still have to separate the engine from the gearbox to get to the timing chains. And yeah, as usual job. So enjoy the video. I'll be talking you through what we actually do, how the things are done, and we'll get to it. So the gearbox was removed, and this is how a timing chain looks like, the whole setup from the back. So there's a wheel going to another wheel, where's another 2 wheels, and from there you've got 2 timing chains. The funny thing is, through this plastic bracket, you just can't remove it. You gotta buy the bracket with the chain, which is on one side good, on the other side is not good because always on back order. And this is becoming common fault. See, the chain is not tensioned properly. That's the whole problem. But yeah, we are replacing the timing chain for one reason. If the camshaft adjuster gears are not good, we are expecting that the chain is not good. So it's better to change it all at once. Miroslav is meanwhile removing the intake manifold, which is absolutely beautiful. Amazing.
Actually, not bad.
Nah. Let's have a looky look. Not bad, you say?
Not that bad, I said.
Ah, okay. You gotta be careful what you say on the internet because people are, you know, keyboard warriors sometimes. But anyways, we are only saying what we found. So to me, this is disgusting for 60,000 miles. And to me, the last one is really bad. Always the last one, because all the carbon is just getting stuck on the end and it's just getting there. And this was the problematic cylinder on one of the S4 where there was lower compression, so all this carbon was basically stuck in the intake valve. But anyways, we will clean them up. That's part of the service. And I will strip down the whole timing chain meanwhile. Miroslav will start cleaning the valves maybe, and we have to put it back together. But I think it will be better to close up everything first.
professional worker and I will not make any mess. Promise.
Sniper. Okay, so we put like a BG decarbo intake product inside, and we will apply walnut cleaning right now. We did use different BG when I was at Slovakia, and to me this is a bit different. It doesn't make the carbon any softer. It's still quite hard underneath, but we'll see. We will test it and we'll let you know. So this is after the cleaning with the BG and walnut. It looks much more clean, especially around the edges. It's not getting stuck that much, but still I will try to get the other product what we tried before, just to compare it. So here's the timing chain kit with the brackets. As you can see, this is the one plastic bracket that comes with the chain, which is a very interesting design. And I think we're just gonna do the bottom first. We can basically put the cover back on, and once Miroslav will finish with the carbon cleaning, we will continue from the top. So we still have to put new rocker arms there, and we will be replacing the camshaft, what I will show you in a minute. This is bank 2, absolutely amazing, cleaned out. Meanwhile, we put the timing cover on with the plate. Miroslav clean up the intake manifold with new rubber gasket. It's ready to go back on. So I also took off this vacuum tank, and there's the point right over there for the crankshaft tool. So we will put that in place, and we have to turn the crank in the timing position, and we will continue with the cylinder heads. Okay, so this is bang 1, and basically when Mr. Inspector was here, Mr. Gadget, this is what we found on the exhaust cam. So it's not like damage, the profile is still there, but it's definitely scratched, and the surface is not nice and shiny and smooth anymore. So that's why we have a new exhaust camshaft here, and we are all happy it's exhaust one, because the inlet one, you can see it's much more complicated. There are like 2 profiles because of some consumption issues otherwise. You know, we try to save the polar bears every single time when it's possible, and humans try to do something more complicated, more expensive. Why not? And yeah, we're gonna strip it fully down. So we have to replace this gasket, which is in between the bottom and top of the cylinder head. We still have to clean up all the silicone, degrease it, and we will be installing it back onto the engine. Right guys, so the top of the cylinder heads are in place, and basically we did put the covers for the chains on just to align the top of the cylinder head properly, because if they're not lining properly you will not put these end caps in there, and the bigger issue is you won't be able to put the vacuum pump on there. So that's why the vacuum pump is on there as well. Meanwhile, Miroslav have removed this pin and he put this locking tool into the crank, so that's sorted. We will put new camshaft adjusters on, which are already here. They have to be inserted in a position of timing. There's a mark. Where is the mark? I think it's this one. I think it's this one. It used to be bigger. Yeah. Oh no, look, actually there's a damage. Oi, oi, oi. I'll be fine. So there's a small scratch or dent, but this is the mark where the mark on the exhaust should fit in between there, and the other one is here. So we will put the engine in the timing. Miroslav is degreasing the surface because it can be oily. That's why there's diamond washer on there. So everything will be degreased. We also have we also have new bolts and valves together. So this is a oil valve and a bolt. Why not? So they will be replaced. So the engine is time up. We put the timing chain covers on there, turn the engine a few times, everything went where it should be. We can move on to the injectors, which are in, well, sad condition, let's say. I have no idea how this happened, but they are rusty. So I don't see how the water is getting in there, but
It is going in.
somehow definitely. So we will be replacing the thermofoil ring on the bottom, the plastic washer and O-ring. We gotta repair kit here, and then we can fit them back onto the cylinder head. So the injectors are back in the cylinder head. We also put this isolation foam back in place. The other side, however, already have a fuel rail, unless there's no injectors underneath. There are injectors, okay, also isolation foam. So the next step will be high pressure fuel pump. We also have to put all the fuel lines back in place, and probably then we would have to put the inlet manifold back on, and we can connect it back with the gearbox. Okay guys, so I pick up the worst time in the morning to do a test drive, but we have to do it because the customer's coming to pick up his car. Listen. Oh man, these engines, the AE839 by me, are really good engines. Well, unfortunately they do have this funny fault with the rock arms, but it's one of them. Always when Audi gonna do an engine, it's a tradition that the first engine or the first generation of the new engine have a problem, and that was always when it comes to the V8s, when it comes to the V6, when it comes to the 2-liter petrol engines, there was always a problem from the manufacturer. They saying, well, you know, we sorted out and this and but on the end of the day, people are paying all these repairs out of their pockets, unless you do have an insurance like this owner. So if I have to be honest, these cars for the money are good cars. I do especially like these SQ5s. I like the look, I like how the engine perform, the consumption is not that bad, and personally for me this is like the ideal size of a vehicle, even in town, outside. So this one is actually good spec. We've got air suspension, which to me an SQ5 have to have an air suspension, because you have 21-inch wheels, which are not the comfiest ones, but the air suspension actually do the job. Talking about the suspension on this vehicle, when the owner dropped this vehicle down to us, there was a slight knocking, squeaking noise, and as you probably seen in the video, well, we inspected it, and basically there was an issue with the rubber bushes which are pressed into the aluminium arms, and I think the main problem was actually in the bottom arm, the front bottom arm, where the shock absorber is attached. So the bushing was like disintegrated, and I think it was actually twisting inside the pin, and that was making the squeaking and bumping noise. Also typical problem, because the whole knuckle is moving, or it's twisting left to right. Basically the top arms, front and back top arms left and right, were replaced, because the rubber bush just can't handle the movement up and down and twisting, so usually the rubber will start cracking. So we replace altogether 6 arms, and I think it done the job. I can't hear any noise coming from the suspension, so that should be fine. Speaking about the engine, well, if you probably know, on our website we do have a standing charge for a service for these rock arms, £3,950 including VAT. So that's in case you will contact us like, guys, I want to get the rock arm replaced as a service, so it's a prevention replacement. However, in this case, this wasn't a prevention replacement. When the car came down, there was some funny ticking noise. First I thought it's the high pressure fuel pump and the hydraulic lifter on the pump, so we did replace that because I have a spare one in the workshop, and that didn't sort out the problem. And you've seen there was a drop rock arm in the cylinder head, so basically it will not give you any warning. The car will be driving still safe, but there will be some funny noises coming out of it. So if you're not sure about the noise, what's coming from the engine, it's good to get it inspected somewhere, and probably you might have these kind of issues. As I said in the previous videos, these rock arms were upgraded after July 2019. So if you own any vehicle with AE839 engine, which was built before July 2019, you might at some point, once upon a time, have this issue. So this particular job was approved with the warranty company, and overall cost with the whole timing chain kit, 4 camshaft adjusters, upgraded rock arms, 1 camshaft on the exhaust was damaged, what you've seen, so that was replaced. So the total bill was £6,800, and plus what the warranty company didn't actually accept as an under warranty, because it's tear and wear, which is actually right, were the suspension arms. So the only bill what's the owner paying is the suspension arms, because they were genuine arms, and you know, they're not quite cheap. It was additional over £1,000 for the suspension arms and the bolts and everything. So to me the vehicle is all good. I don't hear the noise which was in there. Also you might notice the noise when you're driving it. So basically, if I'll put it in comfort now again, and I'll be accelerating in really small RPM, steady, you should hear like a click, 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 click. It will be like more frequent noise with the RPM. Let's listen. Nice and quiet. So I think the noise is gone. The car should be safe now for at least hopefully another 60,000 miles, and I think the owner will actually enjoy the vehicle now. Personally, all of these cars so far, the closest mileage when they start failing and having issues was around that 60,000-ish mileage. If it was the RS4, if it was the S4, S5, what we've done, even in Slovakia, all of them were around that 100,000 kilometers or 60,000-ish mileage. So it's something to think about, and also why we're actually filming these videos, even with the warranties. I think this is a nice getaway of the problem. So if you will purchase a car which have a full service history, everything was checked over, and there's a really decent warranty put on it, it should be covered under warranty with these warranty companies. So it's just a small advice for whoever is thinking to buy a vehicle like this, because on the end of the day they're still not cheap. I think this one was like 30 grand car, and you just not prepared, or you're not expecting from a vehicle like this to have issues. But luckily you have VAG Technic channel, and they will tell you all the bad news about the Audis and the bad Volkswagens. So yes, if you're making a decision to buying one, be careful. Always think and have the information in the back of your mind. There might be a problem, and that's before we mentioned crack pistons, but that will be probably in some other videos. So I'm going back to the garage, guys. I'll put the car on the ramp one more time, and if there's no oil leaks or any coolant leaks or anything what I can see wrong with it, I will contact the owner, and I think he can come down and he can collect it. I think it's not missing a bit. I like the color, like the wheels, like the car looks, but there's a small problem. Look at the exhaust tips. I don't know what people were thinking in the design section when they were making this car, because look, where's the exhaust hidden. It's like diesel. This is like a couple of months later. Unfortunately I did forget to film the end of the video, so here I am. And obviously the car is still driving fine, everything is cool. The owner was happy, we are still in touch sort of, and cool guy, must say. Basically the car was here for almost 2 or 3 weeks. It was standing outside for a while till we actually had the opportunity to put it inside, while the warranty process went through and so on and so on. So it took a bit of a time, but the job's actually sorted. The warranty company did pay it for the whole job, which is good on the end of the day. So this was one of the happy endings with the engines. What we see in the rock arm failed. Meanwhile, we've got too many things to do, guys. So there's too many RSs and there's models and I don't know, whatever. And obviously and unfortunately there are much more videos coming out with this platform of an engine when it comes to RS5, RS4s or SQ5s or whatever. So there's more content, unfortunately, and more failures coming up. So thank you for watching for now. I'm really hoping you enjoyed the video and you take a bit of advice from ourselves, from the experience what we have. So definitely be careful what you're buying and what kind of warranty you have if you buy a vehicle like that. So thank you for watching. Take care for now, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. See ya.